This audio was developed using advanced NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, with a very specific focus: to awaken in you your natural state of calm and joy. Because yes, calm and joy are natural states. You were born with them. And what we will do here, together, is remove everything that has been layered on top: stress, rush, worry, the habit of waiting for things to get better before allowing yourself to be happy. Every word in this audio was carefully chosen. Every pause has a purpose. Every suggestion was crafted to bypass the filters of the rational mind and reach where it needs to, the core of your being, where real transformations happen. Unlike ordinary content, this audio does not speak only to your conscious mind. It goes further. It speaks directly to your subconscious, the deepest layer of the mind, where your habits, beliefs, and automatic patterns of behavior reside. That is where true change occurs, and that is where we will plant something new: the unwavering certainty that you are a calm person, a joyful person, a person who carries peace wherever they go. The first effects begin to be noticed after 21 days of regular listening: subtle changes in the way you respond to situations, the lightness that begins to appear in your daily life, the calm that naturally emerges where tension once existed. For deeper transformations, to reprogram old beliefs and ingrained habits, the observed average is 30 to 60 days of consistent practice. The more you listen, the more natural and permanent your new way of being will become. Calmness will no longer be an effort and will simply become who you are. Joy will no longer be something you seek, but something you radiate.
Before we begin, an important warning. This audio induces a deep state of relaxation and receptivity. Therefore, do not listen while driving, operating machinery, performing activities that require precision, working in hazardous environments, supervising children, or in any situation that requires constant alertness. In any emergency, you will immediately return to a fully aware state with complete clarity and control. This is natural and automatic. Listen in a safe, quiet, and comfortable place, lying down or sitting, with your eyes closed. Now, if you are in that safe place, if your body is at rest and your mind is ready to receive, then let's begin. Gently close your eyes. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for a moment and exhale fully through your mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw loosen. Feel your hands open. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need to think about anything right now. Your only task at this moment is to breathe, listen, and receive. And as you do this, something inside you is already beginning to change.
Very good. You are already more relaxed than you were just a few minutes ago. Your body has already begun to let go. Your mind has already begun to soften. And now we are going to go even deeper, calmly, without rushing, in the way that all true transformation happens. There is no urgency here. There is nowhere you need to run. There is only this moment, you, your breath, and this voice gently guiding you inward. And it is precisely in this space of stillness that the magic happens, not outside of you, within. Let's do a special breathing exercise together. Inhale slowly through your nose, mentally counting to 4. Hold the breath for a moment, feeling your chest full expanded, alive. And now exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. Notice how, as you release the air, you also release any remaining tension, any thoughts still trying to capture your attention, any worry still trying to hold on. Everything leaves with the exhale. Everything. Now, I would like to invite you into a very gentle experience. We are going to move through your body, not to analyze anything, not to fix anything, but simply to let go, to release, to allow every part of you to rest completely. Bring your attention to the top of your head and imagine a warm golden light beginning to shine there, soft like the light of late afternoon when the sun is low and everything appears more beautiful, more peaceful, more golden. Wherever this light touches, tension melts away. Wherever it passes, the body softens and breathes.
This light moves down across your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Allow your jaw to relax completely. Many people do not even realize how much tension they store there. Let it go. The light continues down through your neck and into your shoulders, and here it finds so much. The shoulders carry responsibilities, expectations, and the weight of everything you feel you need to solve or control. And now you have permission to set all of that down, just for now, just for these precious minutes you are dedicating to yourself. The light flows through your arms, through your hands, and out through your fingertips, carrying away any remaining traces of tension that no longer serve you. It moves down through your chest, your abdomen, your back, your hips, your legs, and finally out through the soles of your feet, taking with it everything that no longer needs to remain. Your entire body is now surrounded by this warm golden light. You are relaxed. You are calm. And in this state, something very important happens. Your rational mind, that part of you that analyzes, questions, and doubts everything, has softened. It has rested. It has lowered its guard.
And that is exactly what we need, because when the rational mind rests, the subconscious becomes available, receptive, and fertile. Imagine your subconscious now as rich, well-prepared soil ready to receive seeds. And the seeds we are planting today have beautiful names: calm, joy, peace, lightness, emotional balance. These seeds do not need effort to grow. They only need a favorable environment, exactly what you have created right now through your breathing, your willingness to let go, and your presence here. You do not need to analyze what you are about to hear next. You do not need to decide whether you agree with it or not. Simply allow the words to enter and settle within you like leaves gently falling onto the surface of water, without noise, without effort, without resistance. Your subconscious already knows what to do with them. It was designed for this. And by being here, by arriving at this moment with openness and willingness, you have already proven that you are ready to receive what has always been yours by birthright, a life lived with calm, with genuine joy, with a peace that does not depend on circumstances, but instead arises from within and overflows into everything around you. Take one more breath. Inhale deeply and release. You are ready, and what comes next will settle within you in a way that you can feel, not tomorrow, not next week, but now, in this very moment, as each word finds its perfect place inside you.
And now, I want to tell you a story. In NLP, stories are one of the most powerful tools that exist. Do you know why? Because when we hear a good story, a real, human, vivid story, the analytical mind relaxes. We stop judging, stop comparing, stop resisting, and we begin to feel, to experience, to identify. And when you identify with a character, something remarkable happens. The lessons they learn, your subconscious learns as well. The emotions they feel, your body begins to recognize as its own. That is why stories endure through the centuries. That is why they heal. So, get comfortable, take a deep breath, and simply allow this story to reach you. Her name was Irene. In ancient Greek, Irene means peace, and the name suited her in a way that people felt before they even understood it. Not because her life had always been easy, far from it, but because she had learned, over the years, that peace is not something the world gives you. It is something you choose every day, in the little things, in the big decisions, in the moments when everything around you invites chaos, and something inside you quietly and firmly decides, no, I choose calm. Irene was a little over 60 years old, silver hair that she wore loose without ceremony, warm brown eyes that crinkled at the corners when she laughed, and she laughed often. She lived in a small seaside town, in a white house with blue windows, surrounded by a garden so full of color and fragrance that neighbors would slow their pace as they walked by just to breathe in that air. She grew tomatoes, lavender, jasmine, and a large lemon tree that had been there before she arrived, and that, according to her, knew more about life than any book she had ever read.
Every morning, Irene walked barefoot through the garden with a cup of coffee in her hand and simply stood there, not planning, not worrying, not mentally solving anything, just present, just grateful, just alive. And there was something about that image, this white-haired woman, feet on the earth, eyes on the sky, that conveyed a feeling people around her could not quite explain, but felt clearly. Being near Irene was like resting. People in town sought her out when they needed advice, when they were afraid, when they did not know what to do. And she always listened, fully, without hurry, without judgment. She never seemed overwhelmed. She never seemed anxious. And that, more than anything, is what people found most extraordinary about her. Once, a young woman who was going through a very difficult time in life came to her almost in despair and asked, "How do you do it, Irene? How are you always like this, so calm, so well? Don't things ever go wrong in your life?" Irene smiled, poured a cup of tea, and replied in her gentle voice, "Things go wrong all the time, my dear. Last winter, the roof leaked for 3 weeks. The neighbor's dog destroyed my entire herb garden. I lost a very dear friend. Things do go wrong." She held the cup with both hands and looked at the young woman with those eyes filled with something that only years lived with wisdom can place in a person's gaze. But I learned that the storm is never the problem. The problem is when we try to be the storm and the calm at the same time. You cannot be both. So I chose the calm.
One autumn afternoon, Irene embarked on a journey she had dreamed about for years. She had always loved the sea. She grew up near it, raised her children near it, and felt that the ocean understood something about life that most people spend an entire lifetime trying to discover. She booked a small boat tour along the coast. A few passengers, a calm guide, and open water stretching as far as the eye could see. On the morning of the tour, the sky was a deep, clear blue. The air smelled of salt and something wild and free. Irene sat at the bow of the boat with her eyes half closed, letting the breeze pass through her hair, feeling the gentle rocking beneath her body. And for a long moment, she thought about absolutely nothing. She simply felt. And that feeling alone was enough to make it the most beautiful day of the week. That was when they appeared. Dolphins. First one, then three, then an entire pod leaping beside the boat, as if they had been told she was coming, as if they had scheduled that meeting in advance. The other passengers stood up, cried out in surprise, rushed to grab their phones. But Irene remained very still, her hands folded in her lap. Her eyes open and shining with tears she felt no shame in letting fall.
She watched them. The effortless grace of those bodies, the absolute joy of that movement, the way they leaped for no apparent reason other than the pure and exuberant delight of being alive, the way they dove deep and returned to the surface, dove and returned, never tiring of the cycle, never afraid of sinking, because they knew in the depths of instinct that they would always rise again. One of the dolphins, smaller than the others, swam very close to the side of the boat and rolled onto a side in the water, looking up, directly at her. For a moment that lasted much longer than a moment usually lasts, their eyes met. And in that instant, Irene felt something move inside her. Not dramatically, not with noise, just a deep and serene understanding, like a key turning in a lock that had been stuck for far too long. She thought, this is it. This is exactly it. These animals play because playing is their nature. They leap because leaping is their joy. They do not ask permission to be happy. They do not wait for everything to be perfect. They do not worry about what happened yesterday or what might go wrong tomorrow. They are joyful because joy is the very substance they are made of. And as the boat continued on and the dolphins slowly, gracefully swam away, Irene wiped her eyes and laughed softly to herself, because she had remembered, felt this time, not merely thought, something she had known for many years, but that had never been as clear as it was in that moment by the sea. Joy was not something she had. Joy was something she was. Now, I want to ask you a silent question. You do not need to answer out loud, just feel. As you listened to Irene's story, what happened inside you? Perhaps a gentle warmth in your chest, perhaps a smile that appeared without you calling for it, perhaps a quiet recognition, not of a stranger, but of something familiar, of something that has lived within you for a very long time
and was simply waiting to be remembered. What you felt just now is not a coincidence. In NLP, we call it identification, when our subconscious mind recognizes in a story something that already exists within us, something that is ours, that has always been ours. Irene is not a distant character. Irene is a mirror, and what you saw in that mirror is your own ability to live with calm, with joy, with a peace that does not depend on the weather being good or the people around you being right or circumstances being favorable. A peace that arises from within, a joy that is yours by nature, just as it was for the dolphins, just as it always was for Irene, just as it has always been for you.
You have made it this far. You took a deep breath. You allowed your body to relax. You listened to a story that touched something true within you. And now your mind is in the most receptive state it could be. It is exactly here, in this fertile ground, that we will plant the seeds that will change the way you think, feel, and live. What comes next are affirmations, but these are not ordinary phrases. Each one has been carefully crafted to speak directly to your subconscious mind, to replace old beliefs with new truths, to create new patterns that over time will become automatic, your new natural way of being. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to repeat them out loud. You do not need to analyze whether you believe them or not. Simply receive them. Simply allow each word to settle within you with both gentleness and strength. I am a happy person. Happiness is my natural state, and I always return to it. I am calm. Calmness lives within me, and nothing outside of me can take away my peace. I am joyful, and my joy is genuine, deep, and contagious. I enjoy making the people around me feel lighter, better, and more inclined to smile. And the more joy I share, the more joy I feel within myself. I have infinite patience. In any situation, I breathe, I center myself, and I act with calmness and excellence. I have self-control. My emotions belong to me, and I guide them with wisdom and balance. I do not cling to worries.
I let heavy thoughts pass like clouds in the sky without holding on to them, without being carried away by them. I do what brings me joy, and that joy expands into every area of my life. Prosperity makes me more joyful. Peace strengthens me. The love I feel for the world around me, for people, animals, plants, and life in all its forms, returns to me multiplied. The universe is abundant. The universe is joyful, and I am part of that universe. I demonstrate calmness in my decisions. I demonstrate peace in my relationships. I demonstrate joy through my presence. I am not in a hurry. I trust the rhythm of my life. I deserve happiness, complete, full, free from guilt, and without conditions. I am happy in every area of my life. I am happy. I am calm. I am joyful. This is who I am. This is who I have always been, and with each passing day, this truth becomes stronger, clearer, and more present in everything I think, say, and do.
You have done something very powerful so far. You breathed with intention. You opened your mind. You listened to a story that touched something true within you. You received affirmations that are already settling into deep layers of your mind. And now, the time has come to take one step further. Not just to hear about the calmer, more joyful version of yourself, but to see it, to feel it, to inhabit it from within. In NLP, this is called mental rehearsal, and it is one of the most powerful techniques there is. High-performing athletes use it. Leaders use it. People who have undergone profound transformations use it. The reason is simple. Your subconscious mind does not clearly distinguish between what you have truly experienced and what you have vividly imagined. When you visualize something with intensity, emotion, and detail, your brain records that experience as real. And what the brain records as real, it begins to reproduce automatically in life. So now, with your eyes closed and your body relaxed, I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning. The light in your room is soft, the air is fresh, and the first thing you notice, even before fully opening your eyes, is a feeling. A quiet, warm, unshakable feeling that everything is all right, that you are all right, that life is all right. You smile even before knowing why, not because everything around you is perfect, but because something within you is whole, steady, at peace. And this peace did not come from outside. It was born from within. You get up without rush. You move through the morning with ease. There is none of that tension in your chest that sometimes appears early, that mental list of problems waiting to be solved, even before your coffee. There is only you, present, calm, with a calmness that is not an absence of life, it is the fullness of life. A calmness that does not erase joy, but sustains it, that lets it last, that lets it be real. During your day, something happens that might have thrown you off before. An unexpected situation, a word spoken in the wrong tone, a plan that changes at the last minute. And you notice, with a gentle, pleasant surprise, that you are different now. Before reacting, you breathe. Before speaking, you center yourself. You feel the calm inside you, firm like a deep river, undisturbed by the wind on the surface. And you move through that moment with grace, patience, and a clarity that even impresses yourself. Later, something makes you genuinely laugh, a laughter that begins in your belly, rises through your chest, and flows freely without asking permission. And you let it. You do not hold back. You do not diminish your joy to avoid seeming exaggerated. You are simply happy, fully, naturally, without apology. And the people around you feel it. They cannot exactly name what it is, but they feel it. There is something in you that warms, a presence that calms, an energy that invites people to breathe more deeply just by being near you. Hold this image now, this you, calm, joyful, whole, at peace. See your face, see the expression in your eyes, see how you move through the world with ease and confidence. Feel what it is to be this person. Feel it in your chest, your shoulders, your breath. Because this is not fantasy. This is not something distant or impossible. This is you, already in motion, already becoming, already being. And each time you return to this audio, this version of you will become clearer, stronger, more natural, until one day you will realize you are no longer visualizing, you are simply living. Before we finish, I want to give you something you can carry with you when you leave here. Something that will work at any moment of your day, in any situation, whenever you need to quickly return to your state of calm and joy. In NLP, we call this anchoring. An anchor is a simple physical gesture that you connect to a powerful emotional state. Once that connection is created, whenever you use the gesture, your mind and body automatically return to that state. It's like a direct shortcut to the best version of yourself. Here is your anchor. Gently press the tip of your thumb against the tip of your ring finger. Now, while still in this deep state of relaxation and joy, bring back the most beautiful feeling you experienced here today. The calm, the lightness, the image of yourself happy and at peace. Let that feeling grow in your chest. When it reaches its highest point, press your thumb to your ring finger and take a deep breath. Hold it. Release it. That feeling is now anchored to this gesture. Use this anchor whenever you need it, before a difficult conversation, in a moment of tension, when hurry or worry try to appear. One touch, one breath, and your entire system will remember, I am calm. I am joyful. This is my natural state. Return to this audio whenever you feel the call. Each time you listen, the roots grow deeper. Each time you hear it, the transformation becomes more permanent, more yours, more real. You are a calm person. You are a joyful person. And from today on, that is simply who you are.